What is good, guys? Thank you for watching all my videos recently about the Polo MK2. This is another update video and this will be the last one before Christmas, so Merry Christmas to you all. Thank you so much for watching the videos, I really appreciate it. Some of them are starting to perform quite well, which is nice. And in this video again, it's just another update of the things that are happening with this project at the moment. So I'm going to start in the engine bay. One of the issues that I was having, and it's my own fault, but I kept forgetting to check which type of distribution cap this has, because I tried looking on Heritage Parts and other places and there was about 6 or 7 different ones. So I've finally found the number on it. There's actually a part number on the cap, so if you're interested in getting a new one of these for your car, have a look for the part number. I searched that in Google and I can actually get that on Amazon, surprisingly, so that's quite interesting. And also the arm as well, I've taken that off. I'm going to take that home so I can do a visual comparison online when I order one of those as well. So those both need ordering, but I know exactly what I need now, and that's good news because I wasn't sure at first. I can't remember if I mentioned about this. Now, this is a cap which goes over the top. This was looking pretty much the same as that, and I've just gone over that with the wheel. I think I may go over that again with a slightly lighter grade of sandpaper and then maybe metal polish as well, and that should come up really nice. I think this is called an interference cap. If anyone can let me know what the purpose of this is, I'd like to know. And also this cable, because that kind of earths to this, and I really don't know why or what that does. So if you do know, let me know. I mentioned about this cover. Now I'll show you how this one is coming up because I've resprayed it and it looks really, really nice. So it's been a bit tedious painting these parts, but this is the cover now. And I'll try and put in a before. But if you remember, all along the top of this was really rusty, and all down the side especially was very rusty, and now you can see that is looking really, really nice. And again, this is the paint I've been using for everything. It's the Hammerite, straight to rust, no primer required. It's got it built in, just goes straight on with the handle, and that is looking 1,000 times better than it did before. This is getting the same treatment. That was silver originally, but it didn't look right when I was putting everything else back in. And I thought I'd finished with this because it's taken so long to paint this one. But then I looked at the two ends and they were both completely unpainted. So I've just sprayed that and that's drying, and then I'll flip it over and do the other side as well. See if I can show you. Yeah, you can see there, look, it's just not quite got enough paint on the end. So we need to sort that out as well. I can't remember if I mentioned about the poly bushings in the last video, but we pressed those in. And one of the issues that I've had with this, I don't know if you can see, but it almost seems like it's too wide for the arm. Now, weirdly, I've actually found out that someone that I know works for this company over the last couple of days, which I didn't know. So I pinged them a message and said, look, is this right? Because the front one fits completely snug, look. And the back one just seems like it's too big. And he thinks it's just something to do with the way we pressed it. He said, take it out, repress it, and hopefully it should fit snug, but if not, he'll give us more help with that. He actually pressed one himself at work and it didn't look like this, it looked fine. So something maybe has happened with us pressing that and it's made it somehow not fit snugly. I don't see personally how you can get that wrong, but we're definitely going to try repressing that. One thing that's really annoyed me is these are for the anti-roll bar, and I was posting about this online and someone mentioned that these are not going to be too great when I'm lowering the car. Now, that has obviously come as quite annoying news because I've spent quite a lot of money on this kit and I'm only going to end up using these two, the two for that arm and maybe the two at the back of the car as well for the rear subframe. But these two probably aren't even going to end up getting used. So I'm going to try and sell these because what I need is the blocks. I can't remember what they're called specifically now. I'll put it up on the screen for you. And what they do is kind of correct the caster of the front. So they're like big blocks with a hole in, big square blocks, and they will go on the arm instead of these. And I think they either pull this, when it's on the car and fitted, they either pull it forward a tiny amount or they push it back a tiny amount. I'm not sure which way around it is. But basically, when you're lowering the car, it corrects the wheel position and the arch and everything when it's being lowered. So unfortunately, that's something else I'm going to have to buy, which they're about 50 quid. So that was bad news, really, because I was hoping with these and everything it was all going to be sorted. But I've been strongly advised that they're not going to do the job as well as these other blocks that I need to buy. Onto the suspension, the air suspension stuff. Now, it's quite exciting that we're finally managing to be able to talk about this. I've had a few problems. So this is the airline that I've been given, and I believe this is quarter. I think quarter inch, that must be what it's referring to. And the fittings that I've got on the struts, they're for 3/8, I think it is. So they're the most kind of two common sizes for air suspension, a quarter and 3/8. So obviously this pipe is way too big, but all the attachments and everything that they've sent me for the manifold are all for 1/4 inch piping. So I'm going to have to get some new sort of adapters to go into the struts, and basically what I'm going to do is get the push to connect ones, because they're just a lot easier. You literally just get the pipe and push it in and it locks. And I'm going to get elbowed ones at a right angle, and that actually will make the whole process a little bit easier when it comes to fitting these to the struts. And they're not too expensive either. I think it's going to be £16 for a set of 4, so that means that I'll have everything that I need then. But that was a bit of a pain figuring out all the widths of everything that I had, because I wanted to be absolutely sure before I ordered. But yeah, just a quick look. This is the stuff that came with the air. So this is all the management stuff. Obviously the manifold there, that's where all the airlines go into, and then you get 2 out of there into the tank. There's 2 exhausts, and these are where I think these screw into the exhausts, basically, because what these are little silencers. So when the air's firing out of the exhaust, this will just quieten down, and there's 2 of those, 1 for each side, I think, so that kind of makes sense. And there's all the various other bits. This is the remote, which I really like. It literally reminds me of like an old iPod. So this will be in the car via USB, and I'll be able to control it within the car. And there's also a phone app as well, so I'll be able to control it externally with my phone via Bluetooth, which is really, really cool. This is the compressor, and this is kind of cool because it says max load on it. This came in the kit, but I believe these are actually Volcano, so they've obviously just paid Volcano and badged them up themselves, and these are supposed to be the quietest compressors on the market. You can see they've got the silencers on the feet, these little springs, so they really reduce the vibration when this thing's working, because they can be quite loud. So I'm looking forward to hearing how loud that is. And the only thing I've done with this is fitted the filter on the end. I just screwed that in, so that's ready to go pretty much. And yeah, that's everything in the management kit. There's also the tank and everything, obviously, and all the struts. I'll show you those in another video. And finally, one thing that I wanted to show you is the side skirts. Now, I know I've spoken about these a few times, but hopefully you can see now that I've completely finished the work on degunking the side of the car on both sides, and that was annoying as hell to do that. It took a long time, but I decided today to sit down and just get it sorted. Like I mentioned in the previous video, unfortunately there are a couple of scratches that weren't there before. I'm gonna have to get those seen too, but other than that, pretty much all of it is off that side. And if we go around to the other side quickly as well, all of it is off this side too. And again, there's a couple of little chips, but I'm gonna get those seen too. So that's looking really clean now. I've got all of it off, and you could never tell those beams were even on it. And one last thing that I wanted to update you about is the Pirelli P-slot alloys that I've got. Now, this is my very tidy workbench, which is actually a table tennis table. And I've got a set of P-slots. So these are the less rare Golf Mark II ones, I think these were for. And the way you can tell is the distance between the Ps. If it's a lot narrower, then you've got the rare ones. This is quite wide. These are the less rare ones. But I want to get the mirror finish back in these, and these will probably end up being what is on the car. I do like the 13 BBSs, but I think the 14s just look a little bit better. They fill the arches a bit better. So I'm looking forward to getting these sorted. And yeah, I'm in the process at the moment of just sanding these back, and you can already see that the shine's coming back to them. So it'll be a case of sanding back, different grades, and then eventually polishing with metal polish. And I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to sort of touch up the insides of these as well. Does anyone know how to mask a circle easily? Because I want to just be able to spray over that, but I might have to end up doing that by hand, which I don't really mind too much because it's not too big of an area. And then I'll get some centre caps as well, some nice V-dub centre caps. So yeah, I've got 4 of them to get through. I've done 1, just the first stage of 1. Hopefully I can get the 3 of those buzzed today, buzzed down like this, and then I can go on to the next stage with all of them. And yeah, by the way, there's no way I am riding these tyre sizes when these go on. 185s are way too wide for the Polo, and these tyres are like monster truck tyres, so I'll be definitely replacing the rubber on these as well, just in case you're wondering about that. So there we go, that is everything that has been going on this week, and thank God it's been a lot warmer, so it's been actually tolerable to work in here, and things are really progressing nicely. I just can't wait to get on to actually fitting the air stuff now, because pretty much everything that I wanted to do with the car is almost done, apart from putting these components back in the engine bay. I do need to finish these arches, but I've mentioned these quite a few times already. They are looking nice. And on this other side, which hadn't even been started last video, you can see, look at that, it looks absolutely brilliant. Really, really happy with the results of that. So yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Like I said, Merry Christmas to you all. It will be after Christmas now when you see the next video, and hopefully there'll be some more progress. But thanks for watching all the videos so far, and hopefully this continues to grow in popularity, this project, and one day soon, in the not too distant future, hopefully we will be rolling out of this place on air suspension. So let's all keep our fingers crossed and hope that everything goes well. See you soon, guys.